Blake's lawsuit, she says that Justin wanted her to remove her blazer to see her in her onesie that she was wearing, and that he told her that this would be a sexier look, or that she looked sexy, and she felt very uncomfortable about this. Okay. So apparently, what actually happened is that, according to Justin's attorneys, he suggested she take off her big coat so that her onesie would be visible in the scene because it will be hot, because it was 90 degrees in the small bar with no air conditioning. Lively mischaracterizes this in her complaint as Baldoni referring to her as hot, not, the temperature. Given that Lively herself had earlier expressed to him that she wanted her character's wardrobe to be sexier, Baldoni encouraged her to accept direction by saying it's sexy, meaning that without the big coat, the wardrobe was sexier. As Lively had said she wanted it to be. Lively took this personally. She was unable to take the direction regarding her self-chosen wardrobe, stating, that's not what I'm going for. It's like, well, it doesn't matter what you're going for. You're not the wardrobe director. You're not the stylist. Baldoni, recognizing that she may have taken this direction personally and appeared offended, apologized more than once. His statements were immediately followed by his gesture that she had something in her teeth and a request for someone on set to get her a toothpick. This exchange, all of which was captured on camera, demonstrates how ludicrous and deliberately malicious Lively's allegations are.
Which I think is them saying, like, it wasn't this moment where he was just, like, so horned up for her.
Well, guys, I have an update placing together things that people have taken out of context to make this man look like a monster. But in reality, Blake Lively is just your typical Regina George. If you're too young to know who that is, she's your classic Nepo spoilt mean girl. Welcome to Grab Your Brew, and if you're new, welcome. Go ahead and grab a brew with me as we deep dive into this. This ends with us hot mess drama. So where do I start with this mess? So I guess at the beginning, kind of, I will add timelines as we go along. This is Justin Baldoni. Like me, many of you may know him as the hot love interest from the TV show Jane the Virgin. He has also been in all of these movies. Pause if you want to read them. No, I have to say, he is a true feminist, and I don't mean like oh, I'm for the women for a paycheck, or, I mean, he truly had done the work and believes in what he's saying. He is definitely for the women with his whole heart. And I love him for that. And his wife, who, by the way, absolutely gorgeous, love their love. Now, I may not be a hardcore feminist myself. I do enjoy the fact of being a single parent. I can go out and make a living and take care of my kids, and I don't have to stay with an abusive asshole, of course. But I also would rather be at home with my kids, baking bread and working on my podcast. I also think the movement itself has gone a little bit too far away. I don't know, a bit too hardcore, but that's a topic for another day. Either way, that's Justin. His heart is in the right place, and he is a very sweet guy. He's like a little puppy, like a little cute little puppy. Just, oh, Justin, you're so cute and sweet, and you just want to love everybody and full of peace and love and that kind of person. Then we have Blake Lively, Robin Lively's less talented little sister. Now, pretty? Yes, absolutely, she is gorgeous. She has really beautiful eyes. I'm an eye person, guys, but she has really beautiful eyes. She was in a few things. When she was 8, she was in The Sandman. Then she didn't really make a comeback till Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. But these right here behind me, she was also in those. And of course, she's very well known for mistreating cast members and staff members in a really ugly way. Not so nice things are said about her, such as husband stealing. I mean, meeting Ryan on Green Lantern, who happened to be married to the beautiful Scarlett Johansson, when Blake started wrapping her legs around. I mean, spending time with him. And then we have Ryan Reynolds. I've watched him since Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. Always thought he was hilarious. Uh, of course, I loved me some Ryan. I just thought he was hilarious. I think he was a perfect person for Deadpool by far. But after this deep dive, because I'm not really a huge pop culture person, I don't like follow people's lives. It's just if it shows up on my news feed or one of Stallone. Of course, I love me some Stallone. But after this deep dive, I was extremely upset as I found out, almost as sad as the day I found out he was no longer with Scarlett Johansson. Blake, I was like, you're married to who? Obviously, not my life. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So it was never really that deep to me. But Ryan started out at the age of 12 on a Canadian TV show called Hillside. But I would say his bigger roles after Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place than that all of these movies right here. But I also found out he's just as petty as he is funny. And it hit my heart. Let's get into this. Make sure you do have your brew. And let's start with this first clip.
This is your night, mister.
No, this isn't my night. This is a night for all the women who we made this movie for. This is a night for Blake. This is so much, and when you're touched and moved by something like as deeply as I was by this book, it just kind of comes naturally. Yes, this is a movie about love and hope, but that we don't shy away from the issue to it, but about the why behind it. If a Lily Bloom in real life can sit in this theater and maybe make a different choice for herself than was made for her. Maybe she sees herself on that screen and chooses something different for herself. That's why I made them.
Somebody who's in this situation, or we read a book, or we hear a news story, the question that's always asked is, why did she stay? And that's the wrong question.
Yeah.
What we need to be asking ourselves is, why do men harm?
To interject here, the awareness he is trying to spread is something that hit home for me as a DV survivor. I was asked those questions of why did you say? And people don't know what happens behind the scene, behind closed doors, and how much manipulation goes on prior to this in order for it to escalate to this point. But I would say that Julia Roberts said it best in this clip.
How do you think that you personally would react if you had been in her shoes?
That's not for me to really say. I don't, I can't even fathom being in a situation quite that horrible. It's not in my realms of understanding.
It's not mine either, but I think that just my own makeup, I just fight back, you know. I doubt that I would have been able to take it for 3.5 years the way she did.
But I think it's a process of manipulation that grows and becomes stronger than that. It's not kind of that cut and dry. I think it's amazingly psychological and very destructive. So I don't think it's quite that simple.
Yes.
And
Britney's Versace dress, 2002, the butterfly dress. This dress meant so much to me. It meant so much to me because of what she meant to me. Like, she was just somebody who represented love and beauty and youth and hard work and determination and strength, and she was in touch with her sexuality and her...
She defines herself. And I think that that's deeply empowering to remind people that no one else can define you, no experience can define you, you define you. You really feel like we delivered a story that's emotional, and it's fun, and it's funny, and it's painful, and it's scary, and it's tragic, and it's inspiring, and that's...
The sad thing is, that clip you just heard was the deepest she spoke about it the whole time. It's the only clip I could find her speaking of somewhat depth, because the rest of the time she was talking about clothing or a hairline and being very condescending to people who basically put her where she is now. I think these people forget that they wouldn't be there without the little people. Sometimes they just need taking down a peg or two off that imaginary pedestal they have. I know you want to know where Ryan comes into this, right? Well, I'm going to lay it out for you in a timeline that leads up to the lawsuit. Well, it seems like, seems to all start with Ryan. And I hate to say it but the people who know me, I was right. Ryan got jelly at Blake's lady boner and comfort level with her co-star. So she starts pulling a Me Too movement all over again, and which is highly offensive to real victims. But a lot of this slander started as a threat way prior to when she decided to file. Starting with threatening Sony. But let's go ahead and let's not jump ahead and watch this.
Wait, did you see this interview though?
The intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes, like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have. Well, thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen this?
That clip?
I actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Blake, we saw it too. It's right here. Wait.
Now, as for the intimacy coordinator, Justin requested many times for her to meet with them over and over and over again. She just flat out refused, like, I'll meet them the day of. And turned down the intimacy coordinator plenty of times. But let's go ahead and look at these messages. Now, here's where it starts to get messy and drag Tay-Tay into this. Now, Swifties, don't come for me. We know that you guys are just as divided as everybody else because he's a little puppy. He's a go-hard feminist. He is so sweet. You can't be mad at Justin. And he had the rights to this movie a long time and worked very, very, very hard on this. And then Blake practically came in and plotted a hostile takeover the entire time. So the timeline they are working on It Ends With Us while Ryan is in London filming Deadpool and the TV show for the football team he brought Wrexham. And Blake and Justin are all tee-hee, ha-ha, good times, everybody's in a good mood. Justin's wife is actually in the movie, so she was on the set too. Don't forget that, guys, the ultrasound scene, his wife was on the set too. And they go on the break because of the writer's strike. You know, everybody stopped filming. And, you know, the whole AI won't take our jobs movement, which I am so pro for that, by the way. Because FAI, we need a heart behind some written scenes, right? But anyways, Ryan comes back and then out of nowhere, there's issues. way, guys, there is more, I promise. But seeing the dailies is not a normal thing, especially when there's raw, unedited. To the production, it's not really heard of. You can look it up for yourself. Like, it's not really heard of. So why all of a sudden do you want the raw dailies? And why all of a sudden is this an interest? And you haven't even gotten back on set yet. Are you reading this, guys? Sorry. I just feel like he's like just sucking up to her and bending to her every whim, and she's just eating it all up. Where the Tete and Rai Rai are there to enforce her vision is better, and he needs her to use her version, even though the focus group, by the way, guys, the focus group totally said his version was way better. And by the way, I really want to see his version. I watched the movie, I did, just there was so much drama around. I was like, let me see. But might have paid for it. It's like it's pretty much just like watching a Lifetime movie the way they did it. I feel like it was missing a lot of depth I could have had, because I have read the book. I've definitely read the book, but I feel like it needed more depth. And depth in Blake is not it. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a listen to this voicemail that you're all trying to drag him for, calling him creepy. But he did follow these messages, guys. Like, keep in mind, he was so heartbroken that she was hurt, and he felt the need to do it, and all she did is twist and manipulate her and Ryan. Okay, now this text is a little smaller, so I'm going to read it to you. Keep in mind, I'm dyslexic, guys, so I will be reading a little slow. If you send me the FDX, I'll work when I can steal a moment. And yes, of course, please send to Christy. We are all on the same team with the same goal. Great. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot. Makes it so much more fun and interesting. And I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together. Whatever. It's very appreciated and means a lot. I'm deeply inspired by the film we're going to make outside of a success of the book. We have such an opportunity to not only surprise people who love the book, but reach an even bigger audience by making an undeniably dynamic and also commercial film. The moment that, the way my screen is recording, my record thing, I can't move it, is right over it. Okay, so it says, the moment that excited me the most the other day was when you said, "You're not funny. You are going to kill the rooftop scene. You know it, I'm sure, even though it was sad. It was sad and playful self." Hold on. I had to scroll, guys. I had to scroll. Let's see, where are we? As we participate, and made me think of the whole process, blah, 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 blah. Please know I trust you. Go on, so forth. You can pause for continue reading. I have no motive except for you as a director to win, blah, 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 blah. And then after that is this. If you ever get around watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I am Khaleesi. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better for worst, but usually for better, because my dragon also protects those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I promise. She was talking about Taylor as if Taylor was like her pit bull. I think this girl thinks she's bigger than she is because, yeah, I'm not a diehard Taylor fan, but I'm pretty sure Taylor is way higher on the A-list famous whatever chart than Blake Lively. Blake Lively is just known as the bitchy friend. But she definitely spoke down about her dragon, that she's basically weaponizing Taylor Swift's fame because she doesn't have any of her own. She piggybacks off of her husband's and her friends. Okay, so now I'm about to play the recording that's circulated where you're like, hey, it's cringe. But anyway, no, it's because no man, shit, not even me, would respond to a huge essay like that. And if I'm texting too long, I give up. I'm calling, I'm just saying it to you.
With an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank. And I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short. And you worked really hard on that. I'm really sorry. I f***ed up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. Damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And we should all have friends like that, aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet. The three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that because it's really good and it's going to make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you. I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with. It just pissed me off. Those heads that I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me. There's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. And so there's been no hesitancy with me sending you the final draft file. I am totally fine with that. The only reason I didn't send it today was because I was trying to implement and add your notes into my working draft, which is already like I'm all over that draft right now. So I hope you're feeling better, and give Ryan my love. Thank you for sending me that. It means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and your thoughts like that. And I can't wait to spend more time with you. Okay, I'm done cutting myself off. Good night.
And of course, with her famous husband and friend, she manipulated the heck out of him. And the fact that he's a true feminist, and she was like, poor me. Nobody ever takes me seriously. I'm such just a pretty face. Nobody ever wants to listen to me. Nobody appreciates me. No one ever listens. But you guys, I appreciate every single one of you. I really appreciate you listening to me. Because I know I'm being very dramatic. I definitely need acting classes. And just this whole thing is just like, oh my gosh. For all my people watching back home, it's pretty much like Kevin and Perry Go Large of this scene.
Are you alright? Darling, he's losing the power of rational thought.
But the use of his arms.
That's enough bloody ice cream! Oh, come on, Kevin. You've eaten 5 tubs on your own this evening, remember?
So unfair, I hate you!
Kevin, don't speak to your mum and I like that.
What? I didn't say anything! What? That is so unfair, I hate you! All right then, I will go to bed, okay? Happy?
Good night, Kevin.
Don't bloody shout at me!
But I'm gonna go ahead and play you a clip from Candace Owens because she does timelines immaculately. So go ahead and take a look at this clip.
I kept sharing the cat meme, like not the cat meme, it's the cat emoji. We're like, that's my favorite emoji where I'm like, person who wrote to me said that they worked on the set of It Ends With Us, okay? And that the villain in this entire story is not Blake Lively. It's not Justin Baldoni, but it is Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan started the fire!
And now I look at him and I just go, how did I not see? Look, he puts Botox in his forehead. Of course. He's a madman. Of course. Obviously. So essentially what they said is this is what happened. They said that you have on set these things that are called dailies, which is essentially all of the footage that was shot in one day. They said one day Ryan Reynolds comes to set. This is the backstory. Comes to set, reviews the dailies, the raw footage, whatever that was shot today, reviews the script, and then he goes into his trailer, allegedly. Don't gag order or sue me, Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I don't want to be involved in real drama. I'm just telling my audience what I was told. He goes into Blake Lively's trailer and they have an argument. All of the production assistants overheard the argument, okay? Now, what was at the root of that argument? We don't know, but we can assume it had something to do with what he saw in these dailies, what he read in the script. Who even knows what led him to even visit on this day? And the person says that from that day forward, he started involving himself, that he basically became a chaperone for her on set. He was there basically every day, involved in the projects, wanting to rewrite lines. And suddenly Ryan Reynolds was trying to wrangle this project from Justin Baldoni, okay? And that is when, and this person was a strong contact. So this isn't like a little bit of tea. This is like, I felt good receiving this information from another person who said that it was Ryan Reynolds who marched into WME, okay, which is Endeavor. It's also called Endeavor. It is the biggest talent agency in the world. Every celebrity is under there, from Taylor Swift to Justin Baldoni, and said, it's us or it's him. Like, you're going to drop Justin Baldoni or you're going to lose all of us. And I obviously that has a little bit of weight at Endeavor if you're friends with Taylor Swift. What Ryan didn't realize, okay, or didn't calculate for rather, was that Justin Baldoni shares that production company, Wayfarer Studios, with a guy who is a billionaire, okay? So Taylor Swift might have influence, but money is money, okay? And this guy is just Dr. Do-Good. He has no horse in this race. He wanted to establish Wayfarer Studios to do and to bring stories to life that have really good messages. And I haven't read this book, It Ends With Us, but apparently there's a really good message. And apparently what I am told is Justin Baldoni truly is kind of one of these bleeding heart libs, as is this guy, Steve Zarowski. And they just wanted to like do good things. And they're like true feminists, you know, like how can we bring stories to life that tell the story of women's struggles, okay? Maybe not someone that would invite me over for tea, but whatever. So this guy, for no reason, because of Ryan Reynolds, gets blacklisted from Hollywood, because that's how it works. So Endeavor says you're out, you're out. Taylor Swift says you're out, you're out. I'm not saying she did, but I'm saying that I'm sure her name meant something with like, we're gonna leave, and Taylor Swift is the godmother to all of our children. And this guy's not taking that sitting down. And so what I'm hearing is that he was the one that was sort of like, hey, like, this is not okay. That all of this is happening because of the ego or because of the jealousy of Ryan Reynolds, like a small man who got jealous, came to set, got jealous, and is essentially trying to destroy the movie, trying to destroy this company, and getting an actual good company blacklisted from Hollywood using his A-list contacts. So we knew that he had a blow up. They had a blow up. Ryan Reynolds allegedly screamed in Justin Baldoni's face at his apartment. Justin Baldoni said he was humiliated, that he had never been screamed at like that in his entire life. And despite this, Ryan Reynolds injected himself and brought his A-list friends in the form of Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, to set to create promos, okay, promos for It Ends With Us. But in this promo, he's very clearly taking a jab at Justin Baldoni. Listen to what he says.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Let's dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? Do you guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay.
No. It's not every day a guy gets to interview the love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband, and me as his best mate.
Holy s***.
What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
Sir, I have no idea what's happening at all today.
Ryan Reynolds, this is his thing. He's a Taylor Swift of the movie industry. When he gets upset with somebody, he puts them into a script. And sometimes it's people that he's working with, actors on set. When he gets mad or he gets angry, he steps out of character and goes off script and uses the character to diminish the actor. How do we know this? Because TJ Miller, and they made up after this, I will say that, spoke about this. Take a listen to what TJ Miller had to say.
We had a really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me. But to me.
Cathartic.
But as if I'm Weasel.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star. But you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffing. But what went south in that moment? Did you react to it?
I just kind of listened and thought it was weird, and then I got off stage because then they finally were like, cut. And then I got off stage and I walked over, and the whole crew was acting weird. And then I went up to Kate and I was like, that was weird, right? And she was like, of course it was weird. It was insane. It was insane. And everybody was looking at each other like, what the is he doing?
So this is Ryan Reynolds' thing. This is how he offsets his emotion. He channels it through his characters. Somebody mentioned to me, actually, I think it was Brett Cooper, pointed out to me, and I shared it on my stories, that the director of Deadpool, the first director of Deadpool, is this guy named Tim Miller, and he stepped down from the job. And the quotation that he gave, essentially, according to him, the issue was Ryan Reynolds. He left the franchise because him and Ryan Reynolds could not get along, and he explicitly says, according to him, that Ryan Reynolds wanted to quote unquote control the franchise. So Ryan Reynolds has control issues, and something that happened on that set triggered him to feel that he was not in control of his relationships. Now, again, this is me speculating based off of all of the evidence and the picture that is now being painted, that basically Ryan has been on one big rant and wants to destroy Justin Baldoni. Now, I'm beginning to ask myself, because I just got contacted and I wish the show could have just been 2 hours later, but somebody else who is very connected to this reached out and said, Candace, you're 90% there. You're just missing one thing. And I'm beginning to wonder, and listen, full speculation, no proof, for him to go that crazy, did something happen between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively? That's my question. But there's a 10% thing that this person is alleging that I'm missing, and I'm going to get it. And I will have it to you guys by Monday. I'm putting the pieces together, but something happened on set. Don't send a gag order to me, Ryan Reynolds, because I'm not going to abide by it. I just feel like just don't do it. Just don't do it, okay? Or I'll pretend I didn't get it. I'll just jump away from the server. I'll jump into a bush. So don't do that. Just leave me alone, okay?
Let me help you out with that, Candace. With the missing pieces to Ryan's ego, everyone thinks it's the next clip, but it's actually correlating with the one that I play right after this next clip. Now, this next clip is the famous where she filed the complaint saying that he acted inappropriately, bit her lip without her permission, and she didn't realize that they were still mic'd up, so.
Watch out, watch out. Oh, this person's drinking over. I think this person's drinking over.
You can butt in if you want.
Yeah.
across again where you were.
Life will still go on, believe me.
The world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I feel without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows.
Can we do a score? Can we do a score? Couple scores? While we're yeah, great. We have no issue talking most of the time.
Yeah, and you're like, what are they saying?
We'll never know in slow motion.
You must know what they're saying.
We're never gonna find out.
God only knows.
And they win!
Oh my gosh, we don't shut up.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
Staring? You just stare.
literally we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally look at each other and like
when
time.
I found a sociopath.
And like time stops.
Yeah.
But like that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
No, we're like, oh my god, there's not enough time.
And they score again.
No.
Again.
It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
No, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
They won the Stanley Cup.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then let's just do one almost like super
Mhm.
close.
Yeah.
Can you guys frame up on the Sebastian on you?
Yeah.
We'll just do like our lips are right next to each other.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I think you should start talking.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
then
ready? Still rolling.
don't give it to them. They want it, don't give it to
They
them.
score.
Just
Right.
keep restraint.
Yeah.
Score.
Just do a little bit of restraint.
Ryan, come on back. And the couple by the bar walk towards us, cross. What is that? No, your name, sorry. Ponytail lady.
And then
cross this way.
Let's
Cross
do
this way. Take your date and cross this way.
I feel so nosy.
I know. And my
noses.
and my nose is so big.
Yes. I was hoping that we could address this. It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that. And
Yeah.
then
Cut.
just kidding.
No, it's true. That's why we hired Jenny Slate too. Our noses big.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
Let's score another.
If you should
I'm not getting beard on you today.
I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
It smells good.
Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me?
And they win. They won.
All right, cut. I think we got plenty.
Yes.
Slow motion. It's gonna be a 17-minute reel.
I knew this was familiar. She basically redid the scene that she met her husband doing. She reenacted how they met and they became intimate. Right? Probably. So after Ryan sees all of this and he's in his little ego feelings, and now Blake wants to write where she performs the whole "oh, my feelings" scene. Did you ever think that nobody takes you seriously because your ideas are trash, Blake? Ever think of that? And to add insult to injury, she didn't even write it. Apparently, you didn't learn from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Maybe you need to go watch the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because you're the real Veronica.
We help each other. We work together so much. The iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you now. But he wrote it. He works on everything I do. I work on everything he does. So his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his. I mean, he's all over this film.
And Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is not all over this film, but he's all over this premiere, and I'm grateful for it.
Congratulations.
So to stop this running into a 2-hour movie, because every time I set up my template to start recording, some more and more stuff comes out. So there probably will end up being a sequel to this. I say probably, I'm saying there will be, because when it goes to court, I will be updating you on that. But it's more of like, okay, Ryan got upset that his wife had a lady boner, and she's like, look, honey, I was just doing it because he's a good person to manipulate. And I'm such a good wife, and I just want to do this so I could get the rights to this movie because we both crave power. But none of us are at the level we think we are, but it's okay. It's okay. You've now destroyed my like and you, Ryan Reynolds. Not that you probably care about what I think of you, but either way, destroyed it. I'm still going to watch Deadpool because I am a Deadpool fan, but there's a lot of stuff in this, like, very meow catty. Very petty. For your age, Blake, we're the same age. Actually, I think you're a little bit older than me, but still. And Ryan, you're in your mid to late 40s. Like, come on, guys. And if my channel, if this makes it to Justin, please, 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 please release your version. Or even better, do a remake with a better actress. I don't know, like Scarlett Johansson. But as always, I will keep you updated as this drama progresses in this podcast. It will be in the current cases section because, of course, it's got to go to court. As more and more unfolds, I'm sure there's going to be more to come. I will update the Diddy stuff once that goes to court. I don't want to just keep circulating the same BS until we have some actual factual documents. But I do like legal documents and credible sources. But thanks for grabbing a brew with me, guys. And please, please, please help my channel grow. Like and subscribe. There's many of you that keep watching every week that don't like and subscribe. But please help my channel grow and go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you for grabbing a brew with me and join me next Monday.
Like and subscribe.